Hey family, my name is Julia Rose. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master, and I pray these messages find you at the precise time you need them. They had me go ahead today and pull all of the cards out first because it feels like you're moving through a lot emotionally right now, and so much of that is being able to see and experience so much without being able to verbalize it. So I wanted to have the roadmap laid out so we could dive into it together. Oh my lord. Excuse me, sneeze on that truth, right? So, I wanted to make a few announcements. First, I recently published my Shadow Work Bootcamp on Udemy, and if you're feeling like you need some assistance in your shadow work, like you have some emotions or traumas that are stuck in your body and you're having a difficult time moving through those, please go ahead and book that course because it's going to help you find the clarity in each of those moments and understand those emotions for what they really are so they can fully move through you and you can release the burden of those memories, those traumas, those connections. It's almost 3 hours of videos that you're going to be working with for the entirety of the 6-week spread. And you have guided meditations there, examples of moments in my shadow work that I've gone deep enough to flip the script and really reclaim my power. And I wanted to offer those to you as examples of how far you can go into these memories, into these emotions, into almost your creativity with finding ways to empower yourself. I'm there to guide you through every step of the way. And if you have any questions throughout the course of working on the boot camp, doing your daily meditations, I'm always available to you. My contact is in the description box of this video down below. I do private readings and personal healing, so if you're interested in one of those, please also check out my link in the website. My website down below. My Krishna, fromspiritforlove.com/book-online. And I wanted to announce also that I am in a partnership with Haverdash, which is a rental fashion subscription service, a super, super awesome opportunity where you can get 4 items a month and rent them for as long as you'd like, unlimited returns every month. So say you get something, it's not the right size, you want to send it back, you can do that right away at no cost to you for the first month. They'll wash it, they'll send you the package to send the items back in. It's really a low commitment from you. After that, it's $50 a month, again, for those unlimited returns and exchanges for the 4 items, and you can also purchase them if you really love something at a discounted rate, at a member's rate. So that's super exciting as well. I'm so happy to make that available to you all. It's really been helping me on my journey and really discovering myself and what it means to kind of show up as the person I want to express myself as. So again, really awesome opportunity. The website is also in the description box there down below, juliarosescloset.com. Okay. Yeah, feeling a lot of solar plexus activations and trying to get these messages across. Let's just dive right into it all. Very interesting. We're working with 3 decks today. The first is the Dream Tarot. The second is to clarify Ethereal Visions Tarot. And then after that, we'll be getting some final messages from the World Shaman's Oracle. It's not too frequently that I work with this deck, which tells me that there's a lot to unpack here in this message, which is why they had me go ahead, pull the spread out so we could just dive into channeling. All right, I know before I even get into this, I need to ask you to just take a deep breath with me. Nice big deep inhale. Exhale, let that go. Something out through the mouth. Another deep inhale. Exhale, let something out through the mouth. One last time. Deep breath in. Heavy exhale. You're moving through so much right now. You're moving through so much right now. It's all especially tongue-tied. Like, I was going to say it's in your solar plexus and your throat chakra. And I've been moving through a lot of energy with this too. It's like, I feel specifically you're being asked to reevaluate connections where you felt like your voice was taken from you. You felt like your voice was taken from you. You felt like you weren't heard and you weren't seen as yourself. That these people in these connections with you had a predisposition for misunderstanding you. And you're going to be moving through a lot very soon that is going to enable you to find such a place of rooted grounding within yourself. And it's going to be after a very, very, very deeply cathartic moment. You're going to find a lot of release and healing through that. And it's also coming with the power of your intention. So if that amount of groundedness is something you'd like to experience, please affirm that with your words. Set those intentions out loud, because your body, your guides, God the divine will hear you. And everything will shift to mirror that reality. As much as you believe the intentions you set, that's how much change you can experience. So this is going to be something I'm going to touch a bit more on the live later tonight. So I'm going to save some of the more somatic stuff for that message. But if there's more that comes out here about that, I'll dive into that more. I feel like off the bat, with all of this grounding, you're starting to see how much you've been afraid to voice your honest truth. Because all of these old circumstances, these old connections, probably primarily with family and friends, really related to childhood experiences, that you weren't well received, or nobody heard you, or people shut you down when you did speak up. So now that you're moving through this healing journey, it's becoming a lot more of an intentional effort to really speak your mind. And you're noticing how much, because of your sensitivity increasing so much, you're experiencing that change in your body. The felt sensation of speaking up, of saying something, expressing something that's been held within you for so long. And your guides are so proud of you for doing that. I'm so proud of you for doing that, for stepping up into that work and really owning your voice again. I feel like that's going to be the title of this video. You're owning your voice again. So we're going to get into the tarot. I'm guided to start with... So I laid it out with the Dream Tarot first. They had me pull the Oracle cards and said, read them at the end, and then clarify with Matt Hughes' tarot deck. So this first card here, the Nine of Coins. The Nine of Coins. Then we had the Sun. And the Eight of Swords. This is really saying to me that literally you have been working so hard to see yourself in the highest light. It feels to me that this Eight of Swords here is falling away. Like you're embracing your individuality, you're embracing your independence, your abundant nature, your inherent light, the good that you do, the goodness that you bring into this world, the upliftment that you empower others with, your positivity. And as much as you are noticing how much you've been able to bring that to others, it's like everything in your reality has shifted so that you're able to bring this energy towards yourself. Everything is shifting in the mirror of your life to help you deepen your self-appreciation, to help you deepen your your self-love, literally the way that you see yourself. Literally the way that you see yourself. Yeah, the sun here is just, it's bringing such a gentleness, so much gentleness. Yeah, these clarifying cards are powerful. This feels like a very powerful message. Whoever you are, you're a powerful person. You're a powerful person, and people listen to you when you speak. You captivate everyone around you. You're so intentional, and you strive to be intentional, and people feel the gravity of that. They sense that when you walk into the room, you're a powerful person. It might not always feel like that because of everything that you go through as someone so committed to the healing journey, as someone so committed to personal development. It doesn't always feel like you have that much influence, but you do. And what's really shifting for you in your ability to see that is all of this healing work that you've been doing this far. Like I said before, we have confirming all of these childhood wounds, childhood connections, whether that's familial or friendship. We had the Six of Cups come out with the Ace of Swords. I love the imagery in this deck. It's so beautiful. The Ten of Swords. And the Nine of Wands. Now, I'm feeling guided to hold all of these up together because what I'm seeing here is that whoever you are the kind of person that overcomes all odds. You overcome all odds. Every time, specifically these two cards, every time you get knocked down, you get right back up. Every time you hit rock bottom, you take all of that, extract the lessons from it, and move forward. This Ten of Swords here with the Nine of Wands. You know how to handle your shit. That's what I'm hearing. That's what they're saying. You know how to handle yourself. I'm hearing composure. Like you're someone that has a lot of composure. And that because people sense this from you, they wouldn't necessarily understand everything that you went through, that you had to deconstruct and reconstruct to become this version of yourself. People don't always understand that. But God does. God recognizes you. I'm seeing the crown on the top of this truth. God recognizes you as a chosen one. And the way the sun came out just to shine on this truth, the way the sun is shining on the truth in this card, you know how to take your power back. I'm also feeling, a lot of third eye activations for you right now, but I'm feeling that, can you bring that back for a moment? They're saying that you know your power and that you're scared of it. You know how powerful you are. And right now, this fear that's holding you back, this is what you're being forced to confront. How can you take ownership of your role here, your mission here, even more than you already have? With that ownership, with that acceptance of yourself, of your strength, of your resilience, of your light. You're going to see the shift in your reality that you've been looking for, that you've been intending to create. This is the season right now where all of your fears are in this process of purging, cleansing, and purifying so that you can fully embrace this new reality that is this close. It is so close, and I have chills. You can feel it. And again, I'm hearing opportunities are on their way. A confirmation for you would be seeing letters. Maybe some of you are going to get a letter in the mail. But I'm also seeing specifically job applications going through. I wanted to say the number 1110. That's the sign of opportunities coming in for you. Let's get deeper into this message here, deeper into these cards. We have the Queen of Coins coming out. Then we have the 10 of Wands. You could be seeing 10-10, 10-10-10 as well. And the Page of Cups. I'm hearing acceptance letter for some of you. Maybe you're applying to colleges, you're applying to jobs, you're going to get a letter of acceptance. I'm hearing specifically for someone, it might not be your first choice. However, remain patient and open-minded. Remain patient and open-minded. Because you will always land where you're meant to be. Especially the people on my channel who find my videos, our tribe here, very much find themselves always in circumstances that you're learning from. That wherever you are, you're making the best of it. And doing whatever you can to empower yourself and empower others to continue growing and developing into deeper warmth and self-love so that you can really see the change in your life that you're looking for. This 10 of Wands here is telling me that you're releasing the burden of all of these stagnant energies. This is, again, the same message coming through, just in slightly different ways. Perhaps particularly now, you're seeing the ways that other people's mindsets about materiality, about finances, have been affecting you. I'm also seeing that your creative life has been hindered by other people's opinions of you. And that specifically, they've taken you for granted. They've taken your skills and talents for granted. And this is something that you're going to be working through. Yes, the solar plexus activations with this message particularly are very heavy. There's a general sense of renewal here with this energy. And the card to clarify was Judgment. With this calling, I love the imagery on this card because it's speaking so much about how you're shedding the old ego, you're shedding the old self. Some of you could literally be going through cleansing therapies, like I'm seeing a spa day, or massages, something to, maybe you're seeing people for energy work for the first time. This is very much indicative of your commitment to follow your higher calling. And I'm hearing that some of you need to know that it's okay not to do it all on your own. To let people help you. It's okay to let people help you with this. This Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is often interpreted as an apology or a heartfelt message. It's also giving an energy of reconciliation here. You could be hearing from someone that you haven't heard from in a while. I don't like to bring these messages through because my emphasis on this channel is always bringing you what you need to hear in the moment that you need to hear it. And that's not about other people. It's about what you need to continue growing and moving forward. So I don't get messages about people coming back, people returning and bringing apologies, bringing heartfelt messages and offers for reconciliation unless these are relationships in which the healing is applicable and intensely, intensely profound in your healing right now. This is the second time this message is coming through in one of my recent videos. You are finding that it's specifically, they're showing me the Six of Cups again, childhood healing with some of these connections coming in. Or coming back around, I should say. And I'm here, they're saying forgiveness is the way forward. And I know for some of these betrayals, it's not that easy. It doesn't feel like it's that easy. But you've done so much work on yourself. You've done so much intention setting and cleansing already that as you start to feel this person's energy approach your field again, or it could be multiple people, but for most of you, it's one or two people. As you're starting to feel this person's energy approach you again, you're noticing that your body is instinctually responding to their energy from this conditioned, traumatized experience, this traumatized conditioning. And while they might not even have messaged you yet, you might not have even run into this person yet, these people yet, because the intention is for the reconnection, you're going to start noticing that your body's reacting to that because you're that sensitive. Just be aware. Just be aware. And that as these things come up, allow them to move through you and express themselves to you so that you can see them for what they are and come into deeper truths around what you've been through and how you're choosing to move forward with that same narrative, without that same narrative, or with that same narrative and more information. Getting into this next row here, we have the Five of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Fool. I'm noticing, this is interesting, because I'm seeing we had the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands here. The Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And then we have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. The duality between the swords and wands is coming through pretty loudly. It's speaking to your alchemizing of this energy. Your, how do you say? They're saying lead into gold. You're turning lead into gold. Where these, because you think about it, like the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Swords is a very trapped feeling. And the Eight of Wands is all about forward movement, acceleration. The Ten of Swords is rock bottom, and the Ten of Wands is about releasing burden. You see the duality? Going from this place of hiding in the shadows to moving forward freely. Because you've taken these thoughts, you've taken these projections, these mindsets, these beliefs, and shifted them into something that created space in your life for you to receive something new as you let go of what no longer serves you. That's really powerful. You could also be seeing the number 108 or 818, 808. The Five of Swords, the Eight of Wands, and the Fool. It's moving out of this It's almost like this unconscious, they're saying the word prejudice, like you can't trust anyone, that everyone falls into the same way of being. The stigma about this. Some of you could be healing racial biases. Some of you could be healing gender stereotypes. It's also you learning to be more trusting of people. Trusting that you will be well received and that you can receive others well. This is again speaking to the repair of these relationships. The clarifying card for this row we had was strength. Really opening yourself to a whole new world. It feels like your vision is being reborn. Yes, the solar plexus is still like there's something eating away at you. And it feels like some sort of betrayal, or I'm hearing specifically backstabbing, that has been weighing heavily on you. And I feel like you're going to go through some experiences where this was triggered, or this will be triggered, so that it can make itself more apparent to you and you can release whatever that energy is. And I can feel that you're going to have a bit of like back and forth about whether or not you should speak up. And I would urge you to communicate as gently as possible. And if you need to express some of your heavier emotions, I would encourage writing that or speaking to someone you trust. I'm not sure if you're working on this in therapy, or you have a therapist, or you have a friend who's like a therapist, a trusted advisor, a trusted mentor. I'm just seeing they're saying conversations being rehashed, like you're really going to dig deeper into the truth of certain situations that really scarred you. Yeah, the energy mostly moved, so I feel like that's that message. Let's get into this next row here, and then we're going to dive into the oracle cards. But first we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, I feel like people could be having conversations about you because I was just itching my ear. You have the Two of Swords, the Ace of Coins, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, a lot of heartfelt communication. I feel like you've been so afraid to let your guard down that you didn't realize how disconnected you were from the way that you were really feeling about things. I can't tell if you're afraid of what others would perceive in this, or if you're afraid of what you would see in yourself that you might not like. As the dogs start barking, and I was just thinking, like, wow, this is not, I did not expect this to go in this direction here. And I feel like some of your nervous tics are going to come back and come up a little bit more strongly. We have 2 cards here clarifying this row. We have the Artist, and then the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, as the engine starts, I'm seeing it's like whatever this block is, it's going to help you get your creative spark back. I'm seeing, because I think did that come through earlier? I can't remember. But something about you not having the inspiration or the know-how, the tools to move forward with, like, these feel like specifically artistic pursuits, but also the building blocks of the reality that you're trying to create. Because I'm also seeing someone building a vision board, for example, like you buying a canvas or a large piece of paper, or sticking a couple of printer papers together, getting a bunch of magazines, newspapers, whatever, and cutting things out and pasting it on the vision board. Like taking deeper ownership of your reality. That could look like anything. Whatever it is that you've been feeling is out of control, whatever it is that you've been feeling is beyond your reach, at least right now, I feel like whatever these conversations are, whatever this healing work, these triggers that are going to come and allow you to see a little bit differently so that you can move through that energy and release it once and for all. This is going to, they're saying it's going to open up worlds for you. I feel they're saying these are the final blocks. These are the final blocks. Yeah, it's like you've whittled this down all the way from 10 swords to 2 swords. And now here's this new opportunity for you to feel inspired again, feel passionate, like the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster, I'm hearing. Ooh, your guides are saying that's a heavy hitter. Your guides are saying to treat yourself better than you think you deserve. Okay, yeah. Treat yourself better than you think you deserve. Because a lot of these circumstances have taught you that you can't be gentle with yourself. You can't encourage yourself and love yourself to such an extent that you feel inspired to embrace your passions and pursue them, knowing that everything's going to work out. Treat yourself better than you think you deserve. Because when you actively get into that mindset and set that intention that you are capable of making your dreams come true, and that everything in your wildest dreams, everything in your wildest imagination is actually possible and achievable for you, all of the remnants of this old reality, they're saying, are just going to fall away. And that you're really going to be embracing and standing up into these different energies of self-empowerment. Yeah, bringing this back full circle. They're saying it comes back to your fearless communication, but primarily with your self-talk. They're saying you will be challenged to see things. Ooh. You will be challenged to. You don't want to hear this. You will be challenged to see things differently. You will be challenged to see things differently. And it's always for your highest good. Your guides would never put you somewhere that this your guides wouldn't create these circumstances if you weren't supposed to be triggered, so you can feel this stuff to heal it and move through it and let it go. This is how you change the karmic destiny. They're saying the fate of your lineage. This is how you change the fate of your lineage. And they're saying that's the message for the tarot cards. Let's get right into the oracle. We're using the World Shaman's oracle. And this deck is still pretty new to me. I've had it for some time, but they wait until certain moments to have me work with each of these decks. So I'm going to be reading from the guidebook pretty much for all of these. And let's just get straight into it. We're going to start with, okay, let me see. Okay, starting with a different one. There we go. Well, I can see why they want you to see this message first. This is sky. Keyword, freedom. When things on earth are difficult, we can always look up to the sky. We can wander through the blueness of a clear day until we lose all mental boundaries, through a stormy sky that makes us feel understood, through the rain which dissolves the sky and leads it into our steps, through the snow whose cool, poetic light makes the sky and earth look the same. We can play a game from childhood, lying on the lawn and watching the clouds float by, observing their transformations and wonderful dispersion, allowing them to take away our earthly worries and frustrations. Many religions recognize the sky as a divine presence, a breath that arrives from above and gives life to everything. In Central Asian traditions, the sky and the deity who embodies it are known as Tengri, a benevolent father and dispenser of justice, in which the images of our ancestors also migrate and change. When we breathe, we free ourselves in its air. Imagined animals chase each other in the sky, blur our memories, making us as light as a prayer to all that has been and a blessing to all that can be. Its unreachable vault is the beginning of other worlds, which dive into our eyes so they can be imagined. The sky is an irresistible invitation to shift our attention outside and beyond ourselves, to evaluate freedom, not based in how much we are able to do or be, but on simply opening our arms, accepting the greatness of a cosmos and its supportive connections. I'm going to read the second card. Your guides are saying. This is TP, Key World Shelter. I'm already picking up something that I'll get into in a moment. A teepee can be made many different shapes and of various materials. Animal skins, synthetic or plant fibers, and even blankets and sheets held together by hooks and clothes pegs, created during a child's game inside a house made of wood and bricks. A teepee is a portable home, small or large, and able to accommodate entire families of nomads, explorers, solitary travelers in search of ancient lands and starry nights, and quiet campers who create a temporary community. Its circular pyramid structure is set firmly in the ground and extends toward the sky. It can be a home or a place to perform rituals of purification and introspection. Its thin walls both separate and unite the outside world. with its sounds of mysteries that intensify as night falls, and we are either lulled or altered by the multiple presences out there. We create our own place. We are small. We protect ourselves. We create our own place where we gather the necessary and poetic things to nourish our imagination. Inside the teepee, someone sings, and someone else weaves an endless tale. The teepee evokes the journey and home. It's the house we've been building throughout our existence, with walls made of tangible and invisible elements of stone and dreams, of branches and affections, of skins and experiences. Living in one means knowing that you are exposed, precarious, and part of a world that changes and doesn't always make our times easy. Living in one means creating a shelter in reality. Let's go inside and keep warm while the rain beats down on its surface. Shelter and freedom with sky and teepee. Again, I'm seeing you find so much solidarity in your differences. So much solidarity in your differences. That's what I'm feeling so strongly from these two cards. Sky and teepee. Understanding your biases will help you move forward here. Because there's something that you've not known how to look at that's going to make itself apparent to you. And this is very much an energy of celebrating the unity and diversity and appreciating the experiences of others. I feel like there's such a vastness to both of these cards. Kind of like the thinness and strictness of boundaries. The things that separate us also being the things that unite us. I think that's a really powerful statement from the guidebook here. That these differences are meant to be celebrated and honored. I'm also, as the whole thing crashes out there, I'm hearing also to appreciate that as much as you're the creator of your reality, everyone else is the creator of their realities. And that you have the gift and the privilege of being able to see that. So inherently that puts you in a position where you must be more compassionate and appreciative of all of the gifts that you have, all of the truths that you've been given, the perspectives, the knowledge, the wisdom, the grace. Specifically, they're saying the grace. So this next card here, we have 6 cards. So I'm going to try to move my best through these in a way that feels supportive without going too quickly. Let's see, which one first? The first card here is the jaguar with hunting. Jaguar, keyword hunting. Some American Indian tribes believe the jaguar's roar is the sound of thunder. In the Amazon rainforest, the jaguar is one of the animals with the greatest shamanic powers. It embodies ferocity and self-confidence. It can kill an alligator, another feared predator that hides in the river, with a single bite. If the jaguar is our opponent, it represents danger, alert senses, and caution in continuing. But if it's our ally, it represents focusing on the objective, fruitful expectation, and determination to act. Various tribes believe that a shaman can turn into a jaguar after death, and that this animal form is one of their favorites during spiritual journeys. The jaguar emphasizes the shaman's position in the community as someone who is able to heal and communicate with spirits, and therefore also able to transmit and cause disease and disorder. That which can heal can also cause harm, as an ancient motto suggests. In this oracle, the jaguar evokes hunting techniques and maintains its ambivalence. We can be the prey or we can be the hunter, depending on the situation we find ourselves in. Let's get ready to sharpen our intuition. What are we hunting? Who or what are we prey to? In either case, the jaguar comes to us as a charismatic ally, giving us the strength to escape or the precision to attack. Hunting is not always to the detriment of others. Sometimes we hunt our own soul, like an image to be examined and deciphered before releasing it back into the world. Yeah, wow. My solar plexus is like, going crazy. I want to read the second card that came out too, and then we'll get into more there. Okay. Essence. Every journey is Essence's desire to return to itself. But Essence is the final truth, and we are not allowed to meet it as long as we are alive. Residing in it would mean not acting, not feeling restless anymore, not remembering the courage of joy, not moving. Essence resembles a seed whose flower is the unraveling of our existence, our thoughts, our growth, and our aging. It's the center of the circle and what brings it to fruition in the final moment. Ooh, wow. Lots of activations here. Do not believe that it's invisible. It's as exposed as it is hidden. It's the microcosm of a person scattered and reflected in the macrocosm of the world system and vice versa. Ooh. And vice versa. Ooh. And vice versa. It's the world that comes to awaken every physical and spiritual aspect of a human. Sometimes essence is best seen when distant from love, leaving another human or non-human animal or a plant, a place, an element of the earth to deliver it in a chest we won't investigate too much. If we wanted to interpret its contents, it would move elsewhere. It's the multitude into which we fragment, and it's the multitude to which we can give voice. In this oracle, the card reading can be inspired by and tend toward essence, as well as to the value of the story we are being told. But beware. Essence doesn't coincide with morality. In this story, essence might surprise us, taking on the appearance of a person or opening a new scenario where we thought we had already achieved our goal. While the threshold is departure and arrival, essence is openness. To touch it, you have to be ready to lose it. Wow. I feel like whatever this soul searching is, whatever this healing work you're doing at this time, it feels like you're going to a place of no return. I'm going to hold these two cards up. A place of no return. Like, you've seen too much. You've gone too far into the shadows to see the truth of things, to see the truth of who you are, the stories that you're telling yourself about your reality, the stories of who you want to be. You see again how the sun is shining on these cards, highlighting the jaguar's face here. It's like everything that is hidden will come to light. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. They're just having me reiterate again. Everything that is hidden will come to light. It's a guarantee. It's just a matter of when. The timing is appropriate. That God deems is appropriate. This is a degree of awakening like you've never seen. And it's all because of how grounded you are going to become in this process. Because you're no longer being tossed by the wind. It's very much an energy of, because you're finally grounded in your body fully. As a result of all this purification, you're finally going to start to see things as they are. Fully. So just be prepared. I'm hearing, be prepared to change your mind about a lot of things. Okay. And know that it's okay to do that. Okay. Last two cards here. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Forest. Keyword, crossing. The forest is dark and shady. The trees bend over the path, their wood creaks. The wind carries voices, wails, and sounds between them, and the blood-red leaves oscillate like bells. Everything is alive and restless. A green parrot is perched on a branch, perhaps having escaped from a cage. Its tiny presence reassures us and makes the journey less enigmatic. Perhaps it will fly down and sit on the shoulder of the traveler, like a treasured, magical advisor who knows all the entrances and exits in this place. There are many forests to explore where you can get lost and find yourself, where you can meet friends and elusive creatures. Some grow in the world out there on mountain ridges, along rivers, and in the ancestral plains, forests full of beings, both animal and plants, and the damp knowledge of mosses and earth. Others grow inside us and are equally dense, fascinating, and even dangerous. The wisdom of many beings, both visible and invisible, is united in the forest. Time is suspended and concretized in space, and ghosts and bodies have the same power. We can recognize humans scattered in the bark. We may be surprised by the familiar sound of a wild animal. We must stop to distinguish this extraordinary wealth, a place where life and death nourish each other. Only by stopping can we then proceed. Encountering the forest means experiencing something multifarious, giving each path its dignity, while carefully tracing our own, caressing the leaves, listening to the wind, until we recognize the way. Whew. Yeah, family, there's a lot packed here. There's a lot packed in. There was so much coming up before even finishing that. I'm seeing like some of you are actually being called to the forest more, to go outside, go hiking, get into nature. Some of you are being asked to research the indigenous roots of the land on which you reside. Study the history of the peoples that are native to that place. Offer them respect. Offer them healing. Offer them your heart, your compassion, and live in harmony with the land. Some of you are very, very earth-based in your spirituality. Some of you are very earth-based in your spirituality, or you're being asked to embark upon a path in which your spirituality is more earth-based, earth-centered, as opposed to something incredibly cerebral, shifting your orientation and creating something that is incredibly grounded. I'm hearing specifically, you must honor the lineages that have come before you. Honor your lineage, your lineages, and the lineages of the land on which you reside, the place that you call home, wherever that is. Get involved. I'm seeing even more that some of you, this calling is deeper inward into all of the things in your shadow that you have not wanted to face. You can hear my dog barking in the back with confirmation on that. There was something here I wanted to see if it will trigger the remembering. Okay. I love this wording. I'm going to read the sentence again. The wisdom of many beings, both visible and invisible, is united in the forest. Time is suspended and concretized in space, and ghosts and bodies have the same power. We must stop to distinguish this extraordinary wealth, a place where life and death nourish each other. I'm literally seeing you studying the fabric you've woven of the reality that you have created and are now experiencing. Meticulously, you're studying this, and I'm seeing like cross patches, like a quilt. Maybe you're even working on a quilt. But I'm seeing something here about the fabric of your reality shifting, because whoa. That's like the final conclusion of this reading. You're finally in a space where you're grounding your spirituality into your physical form completely. Experiencing your life in a grounded way. Being fully embodied. This is the work that you're embarking on. That is, it's predestined, actually. This is a very specific message. So that if this finds you, have full faith that you are one of God's chosen here to have a profound impact on this planet and on the collective consciousness. This is not for everyone. You are unique and powerful, and you are going to make such a profound impact here in your lifetime. Perhaps you already have, and you can't see it yet, but this work will show you. This is the awakening of all awakenings, and now I understand why they saved this card for last. I have never channeled a message like this. This is you fully surrendering. As a light worker, you're fully 100% surrendering to your human experience. And you surrendering to that, surrendering to your body, to your physical form, that is going to change everything for you. And that's where you're going to start to find all of this magic. This is amazing. You've never been this real with yourself, and your life is going to mirror that. This is incredible. Please, Krishna, wow. My dear guides, my dear ancestors, my dear angels of the holy light, the brave land spirits that reside here, the Lenape nation, wow. Wow. I'm just in awe. 37. Yes, wow. Full circle. This image is going to activate you so much. First shaman. Keyword origins. As Davi Kopinawa tells us, as Davy Kopinawa tells us, the first Yanomami shaman was Omama, born from himself and creator of rivers, wind, and the earth. The forest already existed, but it was too fragile. Its first inhabitants became the game that was later hunted, while the sky eventually collapsed. So Omama created a stronger forest, whose trees were able to support the celestial vault. Shamanic knowledge comes from him. Beyond this culturally fascinating figure, we can use our imagination to search for a first shaman for all human peoples. This figure is the first being to have seen the world, understanding the antiquity of its multiple ties. Perhaps there's someone who paints big animals in caves, or is a gatherer of mushrooms, insects, and berries who adapts their pace to the paths and learns songs that overcome differences so as to attract plants and allies. Perhaps they are still only partially human, with leafy branches for hands, lianas instead of nerves, an ursine nose, or horns growing out of their head like Celtic deities of nature. You'll have to forgive me if my pronunciation is incorrect, and then correct me, please. Please do, because I've not encountered some of these names or words before. The first shaman is neither good nor bad. They restore balance, teaching their people the meaning of... Sorry, that that ding caught me off guard for a second. Okay, I know. They're saying my phone's about to die, but the message is almost through. So, we got it. The first shaman is neither good nor bad. They restore balance, teaching their people the meaning of places, of physical and spiritual survival. They're innocent and shrewd at the same time. Encountering the first shaman means we should wonder about the origin of our dreams and ourselves. Go to the source, or delve into your mind as you would into soil when searching for a common root. Wake up in the beginning. Wow. Your guides are around you, so very present at this time. Because I'm seeing, as you're walking deeper into this forest, you have this bird watching over your awakening, helping you guide yourself through these lessons. Perhaps your guides have taken a step back to allow you to trust yourself deeper, moving through this process of catharsis, this process of releasing illusions and returning to a more complete and integrated understanding of your shared essence. As the dogs start barking, you are one with all. You are one with Source. You are one with nature. These realizations that you're having at this time, you must be taking time to write them down. Because some of you are going to be writing books about these things. Some of you will become teachers. I'm hearing compassion symposiums, where you bring people together to celebrate each other, your diversity, and honor love. Confirmation again. You honor your shared origins and the mystery of everything. In as much as what can be known, you understand how much there will always be to discover. Again, that taste, just a taste of that universal pool of wisdom. This is the spiritual awakening that brings you to self-mastery. You know what your needs are. You know what you're still working on. And you know all of the beautiful things that you're creating and calling towards you. So trust that. Your guides are saying, trust that. Trust the vision you've been given. And trust that if things are falling apart right now, it's for other beautiful things to fall into place. You must be willing to be seen for who you are at this time. Because that's what changes everything. That degree of authenticity, the degree to which you are fully authentic and fully free in your self-expression, is the degree to which your blessings can manifest and find you. Because to accept yourself is to accept others and to accept your place here, your role in the collective. To gather and heal, I'm hearing. To gather and heal. In other words, to love. They're saying that's the message, family. That's the message. I love you so much. I really do. And I'll see you soon. Till next time.